Hey, how you doing? My name is Nate. For those who know me and those who don't, I ask that the Lord blesses my tongue as I tell you guys this and read it to you because I wrote what I seen. This one is January 15th, 2018. It says, I met a lake or a river with others, and I crossed the river. Something happens where I go to the river and run toward it. The water seems to be the water seems to be receding. I don't know where I am, but I feel like across the river is across the other side of the world or on the other side of the world. So the Lord is saying, hey, on the other side of the world, across the river. Okay. Now there's a lot of trees. The people they're dressed different from us. Uh Almost like Africa, maybe Israel or Jerusalem. I'm not sure. The women are wearing long, thin dresses, maybe a cream color. They're carrying something, maybe baskets on their heads, I'm not sure, or just baskets, period. The waters are receding, and I walk towards the water that's receding quickly. Oh, the waters are receding, and I walk to the waters that are receding quickly. I step closer and I blink. Now I'm standing in the middle of the river or a lake. I'm standing directly in the middle of it. Now the water's almost gone, and the water's almost gone. Looking further down the river or the lake of the water, it seems to be leaving like a flood going backwards. A lot of water, like a flood going backwards, leaving the river, completely drying it out. So I see a man, he may be a police officer, I'm not sure, or close to it. His clothes are different, all khaki shorts, button down khaki shirt, old school. It's like an old school officer's uniform. So I run through this tall grass. All of a sudden, I'm running through this tall grass, almost my height. And I make it to two men. Now, I work for them. I'm not sure if I work for them or if they own me. I almost feel like they own me. But I'm still in the middle of the field, and there's a room. There's a room to my right and another room to my left. A man wants something to drink that's on a rack in the room to my right. I blink and I look again, and the rack fell, but it's now in the room on my left, not in the room in the right where it was originally. So I'm afraid to get it. I reach down and grab the drink. I'm afraid to get it, but I still reach down and grab the drink and hand it to the man on my right as the man on my left walks away. I keep trying to tell them what's trying to get me. And it's not who was trying to get me, it was what was trying to get me. All of a sudden, now I'm at my mom's house in the living room, and I tell my parents about a large man, yellowish skin, large hands, taller than any man I've ever seen, like tall men standing on one another. His hair is long to his shoulders. It's almost like it's bleached, cause it's almost like it's bleached white, and it's very straight. But he doesn't speak. This man does not speak. So I feel he's trying to get me, but I'm not sure why. The window, all of a sudden, the windows, they blow out. Like somebody just threw something or smashed the windows or whatever. But all of a sudden, the windows blow out. And it's by a large wind that came through. So I think someone's at the window. So I think some of the windows shattered and things go about. So I'm trying to tell my parents about this man again, and I'm trying to let them know that he's here. I can't see him, I can't hear him, but I know for a fact that he's outside. So I don't know why, but I know don't go to my mom's house. I know this for a fact that I shouldn't go to my mom's house. So, but I'm at my mom's house. So I walk into the restroom with my sister. So I walk into the restroom with my sister. Behind the restroom door is a closet. I look in the closet and I look back at my sister, and I tell her, pack and get a coat. She leaves to find a coat, so I look for one for myself. So I look to my left through a wall that seems open, like you can see through this wall. I'm still in the bathroom, but I look through this wall that seems to be open. I see my sister in the living room. She's looking for a coat. I see her through the wall. I yell at her, get a coat, get a coat. Then she runs out the bathroom into a room for a coat because she ended up being in the room again. So she runs out and get a coat. So now I know this yellowish man is here, but I still can't see him. So my sister and I So my sister and I were outside, we're running because this yellowish man is jumping from roof to roof trying to get us. Now the roofs are like buildings, but in the old days, before time, like made of clay or something, or like bricks, or I'm not sure how to describe it, you guys. Now I'm in an old temple, like the one from Samson in the Bible, like the ones he pushed down the pillars. So I'm in this old temple with pillars around me. So I stand in the middle, just me alone by myself, and I watch the pillars as they begin to fall, almost as if someone pushed them, but no one did. It's an ancient place described exactly in the word of the Lord. So I feel the fall. So I feel it's the fall of the nations. I blink, and now my sister and we're still running from this yellowish man. So we lost our parents, and now we're trying to find them. We lost them, and now all of a sudden we find them. So I see the yellowish man standing on top of a roof, and he's watching us, or maybe me. He's bent down, squatting as if he's getting ready to jump, or just watch. I don't know which one. I don't want to find out which one. So I keep running. And he keeps jumping from rooftop to rooftop following us. We make it to the parking lot. My mom yells, "Get in the car." So we run to the car. We get in. Now the car is white. And I don't know why, but it's important. The car is white and it's important. So we close and lock the doors, but the door is not completely closed, but it's shut enough where it doesn't open. Now my dad's driving. Even though I don't see his face, I know he's my dad. My mom's the passenger, and my sister and I are in the back seat. My parents speak to one another. They drive to the left side of the street. Now they drive to the left side of the street. Then they turn onto the grass going onto the freeway. And then they keep straight onto the freeway. Now I'm somewhat of a cartoon. I don't know why, but I'm somewhat of a cartoon. The back trunk flies open and drags on the ground of the freeway. Now this is odd, you guys. So I see Bart Simpson and Lisa Simpson. And I see Bart Simpson and Lisa in the back seat. I see Bart and Lisa. The back seat of the car flies out, and Lisa's hanging on to it as if it's just dragging her, and it is, So Lisa hangs on to it as it drags behind the car, in the water on the freeway. So I see wrecked cars and maybe abandoned cars, but I don't see any people. Just the cars on both sides of the freeway, on both sides, left and right. So all of a sudden I have a vision that I'm being dragged through the freeway. Cars are wrecked and abandoned on both sides. On both sides of me, to my left and to my right. Now I'm in the car, but I seem to be like a part of the air. I have no body and I have no form. So I watch Bart and Lisa, and I have to see what they're going through. So I have to watch Bart and Lisa, and I have to see what they're going through. I have to put myself in that situation, so now I'm no longer in a vision. Basically what the Lord was showing me was, hey, I need to put you in a situation so that you'll understand. And that's what he did. All right. So I look to my left. Bart's in and out of chairs, and boxes are on my left, or on the left. He's trying to hold on to something. I look at him again, and now he's laying on a love seat, relaxing, laying on his back with his arms folded behind his head like he's fine and cool with everything. So I look at Lisa directly in front of me. She's pulling directly in front of me. She's pulling her way up to the car, still holding on to the seat that's dragging the ground. The parents are still driving like nothing's happening. I'm not even sure if they knew what was going on. So I stayed inside the car the whole time, besides being in the vision on the freeway that I had. But it was more like I had an out of body experience. So I feel like I was every person at some point in time. I was my mom, I was my sister, I was Lisa. But I don't think that I was ever my father or Bart. I was only the women of the family and Lisa. Now, that's the end of that one. Okay. So basically what the Lord was saying was, hey, someone's coming, and whoever this person is, I'm not sure if they're good or bad, but they're chasing me or something. And the windows being blown out. Normally when I see windows, it means see. But these windows were blown out or whatever. It's like they didn't want me to see or something like that. Now the situation where the Lord was telling me don't go to my mom's house, well, once you break it down and get through it, you'll understand why. But that situation actually came about when I went to my mom's house or whatnot. I should not have gone, and I did go in this world, and it didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. Nobody believed me, nobody really listened and whatnot. But and the pillars that I stood in the middle of, it was almost like Samson. You know, when he stood in the middle and he pushed the pillars down and they all fall. Well, when they fell, I kept feeling like the fall of the nation, the fall of the nation. I don't know why, but I guess the Lord was saying this is what I had to see. Now, in the car, I don't know why it's the white car and it's important. So I guess like, oh, I haven't gotten to that one yet, so I ain't gonna worry about it. So I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Okay, the father, I could never see him. I knew he was my father, and I didn't say that he was my dad or my daddy or anything. He's the father, you know, our Elohim. And then my mom was in the driver's seat, you know, that was taking the wheel, taking control. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one and head to the next one. Hopefully it's not as long as this one was. So I guess I'll just label this the comment or something.